Peace to everybody. This is about the earth under Southern California is rumbling with about one aftershock every minute. And as you can see here in the video that I'm not going to play, you got Ridgecrest and Los Angeles, where the aftershocks had took place after the 7.1 earthquake has struck Southern California. The earth hasn't stopped rumbling under Southern California since Thursday, when a powerful 6.4 magnitude earthquake rattled Ridgecrest and the surrounding area. So California hasn't stopped rumbling at all, because the earth was just kept on shaking and shaking, and it had a powerful 6.4 magnitude earthquake that rattled by Ridgecrest. The quake was followed by more than 1,400 aftershocks, according to scientists. On Friday, an even stronger quake with a magnitude of 7.1 rattled the region, leaving residents traumatized. Ridgecrest Mayor Peggy Breeden said Saturday morning. So there was 1,400 aftershocks, and that's a whole lot of aftershocks. According to the science, but on Friday, an even stronger quake had got a 7.1 magnitude earthquake, so that's even more powerful than the 6.4 earthquake. Many of them are sleeping outside tonight, Breeden said. They're fearful to be in their homes. Many are choosing to just be with their neighbors in their sidewalks, in their driveways, and some of them are in the streets. So there's a lot of people that are choosing to sleep outside, but I wouldn't even do that because it's too dangerous. The earth could crumble under them. They are fearful to be in their homes. They're choosing to be with their neighbors, in their sidewalks, driveways, anywhere, but even some of them are in the streets. But I would just go find somewhere to stay and get out of that part of the neighborhood and just go find somewhere. Go to another state if you have to, but you cannot stay in a house where the earthquake is. And then of course, everything is going to fall, pictures, dishes, everything. There's been an average of one aftershock per minute since Friday's quake in the southern part of the state, according to the United States Geological Survey website. So there's been one aftershock after another, and it's really terrible what people are fearing for, because they're scared. They don't know what to do to prepare for a earthquake. And as you can see here, here's a screenshot of the aftershocks recorded by USGS after that 7.1 magnitude earthquake. So that's pretty bad right there, what's going on in this screenshot where the earthquakes have hit. After an earthquake as powerful as the one that hit Friday, residents can expect an aftershock reaching out to a magnitude of 6.0, officials say Saturday, and should even be prepared for a scarier shake. So their residents have to expect a reaching of magnitude of 6.0 that officials are saying about the aftershocks. So they need to be prepared. The only way and to get prepared, just go, just leave. Don't turn back. Just go to another state. Don't turn back for these earthquakes at all. I would probably start taking some stuff off the walls if they're not already down, Ridgecrest Police Chief Jed McLaughlin said Saturday morning. Make sure you're not sleeping under something that's still hung up. So this police chief Jed is saying that he wants to take stuff off the walls if they're not already down. I wouldn't even go back in the house at all. I would just leave, go, bye, leave everything. The chief warned residents to stay prepared and load up on supplies while stores are still open, just in case that we have something bigger than we had today. He said residents should remain vigilant for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, so the supplies you need: water, flashlight, batteries, radio, blankets, pillows, any first aid, anything you can get your hands on. Just get what you need. Get a whole bunch of first aid stuff, like bandages, gauzes, tape, everything, peroxide, alcohol, anything that you need to prepare for these disasters. Here's a screenshot of state leaders for emergency management. They are coordinating a mutual aid and regional response. This isn't going to stop in the near future, he said. The aftershocks, they haven't slowed down since the 7.1 magnitude earthquake. For a period of time, there was constant vibration. Yeah, so they're not going to stop at all. So the highest aftershock they can get to is a 6.0, but it hasn't slowed down since that 7.1 magnitude earthquake for a period of time. The constant aftershocks are keeping everyone on edge, Ridgecrest resident and Jessica Weston told CNN's Cyril Vayner Saturday. And of course, CNN can't be trusted because it's a liberal news channel with fake news. But that's for another story. But the constant aftershocks are keeping one on edge. So they're just making sure that everyone is okay. They're preparing and everything. It's fairly frequent, especially since the big one hit. That's even this evening. It feels like a tiny little earthquake, Weston said. Everybody's on edge, obviously, because as soon as you feel that little rumble, of course, we're all wondering, is this another big one? So they're fairly frequent, especially since the big one had hit. Everybody's on edge, obviously, because as soon as you feel the little rumble, you're wondering what's going to happen after that. Weston said she was driving with her mom when the earthquake hit Friday, and the car just kind of bounces up and down. So the car was bouncing up and down while the daughter was driving with her mom. So and it just went up and down. That's all it did. In my experience, it's the least scary place to be. It's way scarier when you feel the floor kind of like pulling out from under you and you wonder what's going to fall on your head, she said. Weston says she plans to sleep in the back of her car where she feels safer. It's not safe to sleep in a car. No. Anything could happen. If a tree falls, your car is going to get damaged. So it's not a good idea to sleep in the car at all. No. And of course, the least scary place to be, like kind of pulling, the floor felt like it kind of pulling out from under her and her mom. Caltech seismologist Lucy Jones said in a press conference Friday, both the Thursday and Friday earthquakes were part of an ongoing, very energetic system. Yeah, so the earthquake was a very ongoing, very energetic. So it was building up more and more, where the fault lines are just shaking and everything else. The second quake released more than 11 times the energy of the first earthquake, CNN meteorologist Brandon Miller said. Well, yeah. So, the second quake was really big. It was 11 times more. Officials are not ruling out the possibility of more. Jones said early Saturday there's about a 10% chance that Searles Valley will see another 7.0 magnitude earthquake. And I don't think I like to see that earthquake, but Everybody needs to be prepared. Get everything you need. Get in your car. Get out of that state because you never know what's going to happen there. Today's M7.1 has a 1 in 20 of being followed by something even bigger, she said. Smaller quakes, M5s, are likely, and a M6 is quite possible. Yeah, so today's M7.1 had a 1 in 20 of being followed by something even bigger. But what could be bigger? We don't know. But the smaller quakes like M5 and M6, those are likely and quite possible. Ridgecrest had begun clearing up the damage from Thursday's shock when it was hit again a day later. The 6.4 Thursday quake was followed by more than 1,000 aftershocks. Fires broke out, gas lines were broken, and a major hospital was evacuated, the mayor said that night. Yeah, so while everybody was trying to clean up the damage from Thursday's shocks, it was struck again Friday night. And of course, with that 7.1 magnitude earthquake, that's what did it this time. The 6.4 Thursday quake after that was done, it had 1,000 aftershocks, and that more likely erupted every single minute of it, or a split second that it happened. Even hospitals were evacuated as well because they had to get everybody out of the hospital. Fire broke out, gas lines were broken, so and that's really terrible for what people had to go through. And here's a screenshot of what the earthquake has done to a restaurant following an earthquake in Ridgecrest. And it's really sad that people are losing their businesses to these earthquakes and fires. A day later, the same images, multiple fires and patients being wheeled out of the hospital, some still hooked to IVs. And so there was multiple fires, patients being wheeled out of the hospital, and some of them were on IVs still. It is not an impossible task to take care of all this, Breeden said, but it is going to be a longer task than we thought the other day. So it's not an impossible task, but they're going to take care of all of that, even though I guess it is going to be a little harder than they thought. Azam Fatala, a market owner in Trona, an unincorporated community in neighboring San Bernardino County, was clearing merchandise and broken bottles off his store's floor Friday morning. Yeah, so there was a market owner in Trona cleaning up everything that fell over, broken bottles, whatever else he could have had cleaned up. What are you going to do? What are you going to start with? What shelf? How much money was lost? He told CNN affiliate KFSN. Now, why worry about the money? These are earthquakes that are coming. Why worry about the money? You can't worry about that later on. Just the owners should worry about that later on. But right now is the time to start preparing for more aftershocks, earthquakes, whatever is going to come after them. Don't worry about the money. Just take care of what you got to do. And after Friday night, Fatala's store had even more losses, the affiliate reported. The small town of about 2,000 had no power or water Saturday morning. San Bernardino County fire spokesman told CNN. Yeah, so there was no water, no power. It had no power or water, of course. The San Bernardino County is really in a lot of danger right now because of all the fires and everything else that is going on. And on Friday night, Fatala's store had even more losses, but he's the owner of that store shouldn't worry about even more losses. Who cares about that? Just leave the stuff alone in the store and just get out, because you never know when something else is going to fall. It could be the ceiling light next, it could be anything. The owner needs to get out of that store and stay out of that store. Go somewhere where it's safe, but just do not go back in that store whatsoever. Leave your comments below. I am out.